Hey there, Laura here. Welcome back to our channel. I just wanted to do a how-to makeup tutorial for the days that you actually have time to get a full face done. I've done a couple tutorials for the busy mama, one that took about 10 or 15 minutes and one for a 5-minute face. But this is a full face I like to do when we're going somewhere special or church for Sunday mornings, things like that. So come along with me and I'll be right back and show you how it's done. I have scrubbed with the Trim Healthy Mama sponge, which you can find at trimhealthymama.com, and then I'm going to use the Orange Silk Hydrating Cream. I put on a different face lotion when I get out of the shower because that's what I had in front of me, but this is my preference, and especially in the dry seasons, it never hurts to have a little bit of extra moisturizing. Okay, then I'm using my True Blend CoverGirl face primer for oily skin, and if you get an oily T-zone, this helps a lot for me without drying out the rest of my face. Put that all over. Okay, and I even like to bring it down on my neck a little bit. Moving on to my Maybelline Dream Velvet Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation, and I use the Porcelain Ivory. I'll be putting that on with this dual face brush. If you don't know where to buy brushes, I actually get mine at Marshall's, or you could probably get them at TJ Maxx. If I have the time, I really like to apply this with a brush. Then we're going to do the contouring. So the point of contouring is to make your face look more structured and a little thinner. So the spots that we want to stand out and maybe look a little wider or brighter or bigger, we'll use the white, the highlighter. And then the spots that we want to make smaller and thinner, we'll use a darker color for contouring. So, and then I use powders on top of the sticks. So these are not necessarily intended for contouring, but that's how I use them, and they work really well. So I use the Maybelline Cover Stick in white, and I'm going to put that under my eyes, down the bridge of my nose, and I like to get the corner of my eyes as well. I'm going to use it around my eyebrows, a little bit underneath my lips, on my chin, down my jawline, down my jawline, and just above, like when you smile, above the cheek, like that. Alright, and then the things we do for beauty, Then I'm going to use, this is the Flower Stick Foundation in Skin Cognito. I think that's the color SF7. And so I'm going to put that, if you sort of smile and make a fish face at the same time, it shows you where your where the indent in your face either is or should be. For me, it's more on the should be side. And then around my forehead And then the sides of my nose, if you have trouble with this, like, you don't necessarily want to go with the natural ridges in your nose, you might, but if you have a hard time with that, you can use a straight edge of some sort, like a business card or something like that. But I've learned how to do it just by sight. And then a little under my lip, and then trace right underneath your jawline. My sister got me hooked on this contouring concept, and she loves doing makeup. She's really good at it. And she's like, you don't know what you've been missing. And she was absolutely right. This has made a big difference when I have the time to do it. It really does. You can tell a difference in the shape or the appearance of the shape of your face. So if you have time, it's pretty fun. So I have a contouring brush from Opulent Beauty, and I'm going to take, I use two sides. I use one side for the bright and one side for the dark, and I'm just going to start to work around my face and blend in. Okay. And you don't want it to be too obvious. Like Becky from Full House says, you like to wear just the right amount of makeup that it looks like you're not wearing any. So I like to wear a little more than that, but it's still a good concept. Okay. Now that that's all blended in, I don't know if you can see all that, I'm going to put on some translucent powder. I actually, this is sort of a makeup no-no, but I actually use the same brush for my powder, blush, bronzer, and powdered highlighter. And it's never caused me any trouble. It actually gives me a little bit of color, which I like. So if you only have one brush for that, no problem. So that's done. Then I'm going to use the Maybelline Light Mauve blush. And I don't want a lot of color, just enough to look a little bit sun-kissed. I like to put a little bit on the tip of my nose and on my chin, and sweep it across my forehead. L'Oreal has a product line from, it's like their Lumi series, and I have it, but as I said in my previous video, it fell on the floor and cracked, so I had to replace it. And I'm sure that that formula is probably better than the Wet n Wild brand, but sometimes your budget only goes so far. So I found this, the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Illuminating Palette. Basically, it's the same concept. I think that they're just doing a similar product line to the Lumi. That's all you can afford, then go for it. So I'm going to sweep some of the top two colors here across both of my cheeks. Gives you a little glow, which is fun. And then on the sides of my nose, again a little bit on my chin. Then I'm going to pull this down on my neck. And across the forehead. Okay? Then I'm going to take my NYC bronzer, which I need to replace. This is Sun and Bronze in Fire Island Tan. And again, put it in the same spot that you put the darker stick for contouring. Okay. If you hold the pencil to the side of your nose and then line it up across the inner corner of your eye, so like that, that's where your eyebrow should start. Now it's time for the color. I have the e.l.f. lip definer and shaper, and I've used it so much that the color is not even listed on here, but it's basically a really great nude. So I'm going to line my lips with this. And on the other side is like a little highlighter. So just put that in the inner parts of your lips. So now, move on to eye color. I again was looking at some L'Oreal eye products and their eye palette. I just couldn't get it at that time, so I found the Wet n Wild natural eyeshadow, and it has worked perfectly. This is in Bare Necessities, and the colors for my skin and my coloring are just perfect. So I'm going to take I'm going to take a little bit of a full eye brush and brush this color right here all over my eye, my eyelid. Put that all over the eye. Then I'm going to take the smaller brush on the other end, and I'm going to pull that highlighting palette out again and use this whitest color down here and fill in right underneath my brow, the arch of my brow. Okay. And then in the inner corner of my eye. Which just brightens it up. And I'm going to do that on the other side too. Right under the arch of the brow. Okay. Then grab a new brush for the darker colors, and I'm going to take this color right here and put that in put that right here. My natural crease there. A little bit more. Okay. Makes your eyes look a little bigger, stand out a little bit more. Then I'm going to take this gold right here and throw some right above darker color. I don't know if you can see how it sort of fades from the crease in the eye up to the highlighted brow. Okay. Then I'm going to take with a smaller brush, and I'm going to grab some dark brown and add it to the outer corner. And I want everything to sort of look like it's naturally blending from one color to the next, so it's a really smooth transition. Okay. Same thing on the other side. This darker color on the outer corner will give the illusion of thicker eyelashes. Okay, then I would like to brighten up the center just a little bit. So I'm going to grab that same peachy color and gold that I used earlier, blend them together, and just drop it right in the center of the eye. Okay, now I'm going to use this straight edge brush in the black. And I'm going to start at the edge, work my way forward like an eyeliner. That eyeliner look a little bit, not thicker, but it just seems to go on better, and it I guess thicker in a good way. It's not transparent at all. Okay. And then I'm going to use my favorite eyeliner ever. It's the Maybelline Eye Studio in Blackest Black. It comes in this little pot, and it comes with a little brush. Again, I'll start at the outer corner. Work my way inward. And you want to make sure that it gets right to your lashes, that there's no gap. And that it's not, that you have an even thickness as far as it's not transparent anywhere on your eye. But as I get from the outside in, I'm getting a little bit thinner in terms of it's not as tall. I hope that makes sense. It's narrower as it gets toward the inner corner of my eye. If I were getting really fancy, I would use a set of false lashes, but that is not this kind of event tonight. So I'm going to use my Maybelline Mega Flash Mascara, and this is in Blackest Black. Start at the outside. So with my eyes, I don't like to do any liner or even mascara underneath. It just seems to make my eyes look smaller for some reason and my nose look bigger. So for me, I prefer not to do that. But if your eyes are the right shape, you know, go ahead and do maybe a powder liner underneath and some, you know, a little bit of mascara. The last thing is I am going to add a little color to my lips, and the event we're going to tonight is an Easter thing, so I will be possibly wearing a salmon colored dress, and I see my little ones have taken off with my lip gloss apparently, so I won't be using that, but I will use this Coral Burst in 740 from Maybelline. Maybelline is my favorite product company. It seems to work well with my skin, and I always like to say that natural is always the best, but if you can't afford to get natural products, then you know these are some great drugstore alternatives for the natural products. So I'm using this nice peachy color, and I don't want it to be super thick. There you go. That's the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it gave you some fun tips. If you like videos like this, please be sure to give this a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Hope to see you soon.